So this is the Guap site, the Guadalupe Underwater Archaeological Preserve. All of the dots that I have listed here are the coral colonies that I'll be surveying. I'll be looking at Dendrogyra cylindricus. There's 14 colonies on the site, so I'll be following up with a qualitative analysis of all of those colonies. Plus, I'll be doing a quantitative analysis of coral colony number 3, also known as Emma's colony. We'll hopefully get photogrammetric data that we can create a model for to calculate surface area and volume and compare that to a 2018 model. On my past few dives on the Guadalupe Underwater Archaeological Preserve, I've been focusing specifically on the anchor biology, where we noted 10 different card coral species with various new recruits and various new species that weren't there in past reports. So despite the anchor being an artificially implemented archaeological feature, it still proves to be a great growth substrate for coral polyps to settle on, and it also exemplifies the health of the reef ecosystem.
Yeah, we're currently on the Queda Merchant. That would be Captain Kidd's captured ship. The site is here in Catalina Island, Dominican Republic. It's the only Caribbean pirate ship that's ever been academically studied. Additionally, we've had a whole group of coral specialists with us, trained by Dr. Johnson's coral history class, and they're looking at the series of palmadas. We got 27 documented. Fantastic data considering the fact it's so rough out here.
One of our main research goals was plotting all of the different palmadas. So part of the bio team actually was just on the surface using skin diving gear, and we had teams of people swimming around taking photos of each coral colony so that we can also compare the pictures to previous picture data that we have from 2010.
39, 25.4. We had divers and snorkelers out looking for the palmadas, and Carlos and I would take a compass heading and get a distance using a scope, and with that we are now using it to plot the points on a map.
31.2.
So for IU, I have been collecting water samples from each of our dive sites. This was taught to me by Dr. Claudia Johnson, who is a geologist at Indiana University who specializes in coral research, and she has been helping me collect and analyze these water samples.
So the purpose of collecting these water samples is so that we can assess the pH, the temperature, the salinity of the water, i.e. the environmental conditions in which the corals are growing. Okay?
All of our sites, overall, the water quality looked pretty good, healthy in normal range, and also all of the corals and the overall ecosystems of the site looked good, so these results reflected the reef ecosystem itself.
Acroporal palmata, as you can see here, as you saw so beautifully on the kids' site, was all over these shallow waters of the Caribbean. Everywhere we went diving when we were younger, Acroporal palmata was growing up to the surface of the water. In your lifetimes, all the acroporids are gone, except here at the kids' site.
This is an endangered species. They are considered functionally extinct throughout the Florida Keys because their colonies are so few and far between that there's no way that they could naturally reproduce. So it's very, very special just to be able to see all of these colonies not only there but also growing, thriving, loving the environment that they're in was extremely special to me, and I know that there's not really another site like that in the Caribbean.